Well, it seems that for about 19 million people in this country, drinking alcohol can in fact exacerbate allergic reactions, and there are many ingredients in a lot of the alcohol that we do take in when we are drinking socially around this time of the year that we could be allergic to. Mariska van Aswegen, our Pharma Dynamics spokesperson, is here to unpack something that is actually really interesting to me. So, Mariska, I'd like to find out first, are we talking about an actual allergy to alcohol, or does the alcohol exacerbate other allergic reactions?
It can be both, basically. It depends on what you're really allergic to. Sometimes it's often the mixes that we use in alcoholic drinks that cause an allergic reaction. But often if you look at, for instance, wine, it can be the sulfites that contained in wine that cause allergic reactions to white wine, for instance. And intolerability to red wines often linked to the proteins that we find in the skins of grapes. And because it's on the grapes for a longer period of time, obviously it increases the concentration of that protein that can cause an allergic reaction.
And we know that an alcohol molecule is quite complex, so there's a lot going on in your body when it's trying to process that. What is the first time, before we look at unpacking how we can address it, what are the first signs that we might be having an allergic reaction, that we might be thinking is hay fever, and yet it could be the alcohol?
The alcohol. Well, often people do experience headaches, and that's not the headache the morning after you've had. I mean, that would obviously be linked more to the amount of alcohol that you consumed the night before. But if you know, often just after a few sips of alcohol, of an alcoholic drink, and you start to experience a headache, that can be linked to an allergic reaction. Nasal symptoms is often common as well, stuffy, runny nose or itchy eyes, etc. Skin allergies, you can have a skin reaction like hives, and then often it affects the facial area. So it can lead to swelling of the mouth or the tongue or the throat. It can then also lead to like an itchy or a tingling sensation in your face. And yeah, those are all common symptoms associated with alcohol allergies. Yeah.
So it's worth stopping and thinking twice when you start exhibiting these. Now, looking at the positive effects of cutting down on the amount that we're drinking, which I know is very difficult at this time of the year for a lot of people out there, but there is some major incentive to do that.
Absolutely, and it's actually linked to a Danish study that showed that people who consume a lot more alcohol are susceptible to allergies all year round compared to people who consume less allergies.
Wow.
So if you are, especially nasal allergies, if you do suffer from allergic rhinitis, if you consume more alcohol over the festive season, it can actually affect your sort of allergies all year round for the next year. So yes, it doesn't only affect you now over the festive season, but it can have an impact over the rest of the year as well.
So now, take into account our year-end functions. I know the sun has risen to emphasize your point this morning. We know that the Christmas parties are coming. We might not be able to avoid some social drinking. So what should we tend towards if we do want to indulge just a little bit this festive season and drink responsibly, we reiterate, yeah?
Stick to, for instance, your potato vodkas. Yes, tequila is one of the safer options, and I never thought I'd say that. But obviously in moderation, we have to consume alcohol in moderation always. And then, try to eliminate, stay away from your coolers. That can also, especially the other ingredients that's contained in coolers or your carbonated drinks, that can lead to allergic reactions. And then it's often wise to try to eliminate what it is that causes allergic reactions to you. And that's not only for alcohol, but allergies in general. Yeah. So, if it's sulfites in white wine, as we mentioned earlier, then rather stick to your red wines. And if it's the protein that we contain in the skins of grapes, that would make you intolerant to red wine, and you would rather opt for a white wine then.
Oh, Mariska, thank you so much for filling us in, and have a fantastic festive season yourself. You can share the conversation on Facebook or Twitter. Let us know maybe you are exhibiting some allergic reactions. Right now, though, let's get back to official duties. Zoe is standing by with the news.